Good evening and welcome. This is the news at 6 on Mitv. I am Tomisi Adebukola. A federal high court in Abuja has thrown out a suit by the federal government to extradite the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Awakari, to the United States of America. In his ruling on Monday, Justice Yangeko struck out the suit filed by Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, on the ground the application is incompetent, lacked merit, and instituted in bad faith. Justice Eko insisted that the current administration has no basis to file the extradition request against the embattled Deputy Commissioner of Police by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The federal government filed extradition charges against Kyari to pave the way for his extradition to the United States to answer fraud allegations. Kyari is wanted in the United States for alleged conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, and identity theft. On the 29th of April 2021, a grand theft jury filed an indictment against Kyari with the approval of the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, after which a warrant was issued for his arrest. In July 2021, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, indicted Abakari in a $1.1 million fraud involving an Instagram celebrity, Hush Puppy. A month later, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, received the report of the panel set off to probe the allegation against the officer. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, on Monday extended its strike on Monday. A strike, a 6-month-old strike. A member of the union who pleaded anonymity confirmed the development to one of our sister stations here in Lagos following a National Executive Council meeting of the striking lecturers at the University of Abuja. It did not, however, disclose how long the union extended the industrial action. ASU embarked on the strike on the 14th of February 2022, and it had then declared a 4-week warning strike. But after a month, the lecturers extended it by 8 weeks, saying the government needs more time to look at its demands. Following the federal government and lecturers' inability to reach a resolution, the union on the 9th of May further extended the strike by 12 weeks. The university lecturers are seeking improved welfare, the revitalization of public universities and academic autonomy, among others. Several meetings between the government representatives and ASU have ended in deadlock. One such was held about 2 weeks ago with Professor Nimi Briggs' committee at the National University Commission, NUC, in Abuja. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. Niyi Adebayo, says Nigeria estimates about $13 billion annually for the current e-commerce spending. Adebayo stated this recently at the Stakeholders Dialogue on E-commerce and Digital Trade Policy for Nigeria in Abuja, said the estimate is projected to rise to about $75 billion in revenue per annum by 2025. Represented by the Director, Commodities and Exchange Department of the Ministry, Suleiman Audu, Adebayo said the ministry is passionate about the growing investment opportunities in the e-commerce value chain, which are capable of contributing significantly to the country's GDP. Our correspondent Linda Ike reports it disclosed the sector has grown from 14% in 2019 to 17% in 2020. Adding Nigeria is currently working to establish a strategy on e-commerce that will boost growth of the sector, actively participating in the ongoing negotiation at the World Trade Organization in order to boost e-commerce. The minister assured the government will continue to strengthen collaboration with the state governments and also continue to build synergy among relevant ministries, departments, and agencies of government for harmonization and coordination of e-commerce activities under the National Advisory Committee on Electronic Commerce and Digital Economy, NACEDE platform.
The significance of this event is the fact that all stakeholders are coming together to key in into the prospects, the opportunity that is bound in the areas of e-commerce ecosystem, both in terms of domestic e-commerce and cross-border e-commerce. And we are looking at it from different dimensions. We are looking at it from even international rulemaking, the WTO, the African Continental Free Trade Area, and also the market that is available in terms of market access for e-commerce products, including all the players in the ecosystem. What is also critically important is the collaboration cooperation, synergy among the key stakeholders, particularly among the regulators. And you have key MDs that are involved in this. You have the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. You have NIDA. You have our Minister of Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, and other stakeholders. So what is important is that we are coming together with a view to coming up with a national strategy and policy document on e-commerce for Nigeria and to take advantage of all the opportunity. We are mindful of those challenges and we have alerted those challenges, but those challenges are not insurmountable given the determination.
The federal government on Monday says Lagos and 6 other states would herald the pilot scheme of its project TMAX, a technical and vocational education training TVET program aimed at lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by 2023. The senior special assistant to the president on education, Fela Banko Loma, says the other states listed for pilot scheme are Ogun, Edo, Enugu, Kaduna, Nasarawa, and Gombe. Bank Aloma explained that the project is aimed at poverty alleviation and employment opportunities among the masses. He noted that the TVET program has been approved by the National Steering Committee on National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy, NPRGS, chaired by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, as one of the core interventions to achieve the federal government's goal of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by 2023. In a remark, Lagos State Commissioner for Education, Folashade Adefisayo, lauded the initiative aimed at creating opportunity for youths to learn trades that would help them be useful members of society. Adefisayo said technical and vocational training were needed to meet up the current reality in the society. He reiterated the commitment of state government in training youths to be self-reliant.
Once we do this in 7 states across the country, 15,000 Nigerians, next year the plan is to scale up to over 1 million people. You see, because of the challenge we have in the country, we have lots of people without skills. We need to do big programs, and we're confident that, this is a program we can scale up. Our expectation that, one, we will train Nigerians, give them skills. The outstanding students will get starter packs, the ones that also do very well will also get internship placements. And ultimately, we're confident that we'll be putting money into the hands of Nigerians, that will spend that money within the local economy.
A lot of the times what is happening is that we neglected the vocational aspect of learning, whereas it is needed now more than ever before. So it's coming back to haunt us, and what we now have to do is to face it decisively, and that is why we are really excited about this program, because it's part of what we too want to do. It is not just supporting us, it's reinforcing our efforts, it's even pushing us in the right direction.
If with the 3,000 coming in, it's really supporting the millions of people in Lagos State that want to benefit in terms of having extra skills. So we are looking forward to working with them. And LASVET, who is partnering with Project TMAX in Lagos State, we will continue to support in terms of carrying out the monitoring. We'll continue to support in terms of ensuring that the students, after the end of the 3 months, will do something viable with the training.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 elections, Atiku Abubakar, has commended the House of Representatives and Senate for their bipartisan effort in passing the Nigeria Startup Bill. The former vice president also called upon President Muhammadu Buhari to sign the bill into law. In a statement on Monday, Atiku said the Nigeria startup space is one of the largest in Africa, and Nigeria has become a key destination on the continent for tech talent, with the ICT subsector contributing approximately 18.44% of Nigeria's GDP as of the end of Q2 in 2022. It further asserted that the ICT industry is a key critical part of the National Development Plan and a framework to ensure economic growth and diversification in coming years. The PDP flag bearer said his administration intends to enthrone a disruptive economic agenda that will position ICT at the forefront of the policy development strategy and ensure digital technology and innovation in ICT and IT-enabled products and services are given an enabling environment to drive and help build a digital economy. He said notably in the areas such as e-commerce, IT manufacturing, and the broader startup ecosystem and other emerging technologies. He further reiterated the need to transition into an e-government system to reduce expenditure costs, improve workflow management, service delivery, and overall efficiency. And still talking about the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Today, we welcomed Ibrahim Shekarau and some chieftains of the party and associates into his fold. Shekarau left the New Nigeria People's Party NNPP, a party joined in May from the All Progressive Congress APC for the PDP, citing unfair treatment. Prominent PDP members at the event to welcome the Kano Central Senator include the party's vice presidential candidate, Ifeanyi Ukoha, former Vice President Namadi Sambo, the party's BOT Chairman Walid Jibrin, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido, and Senator Dino Melaye. The lawmakers, teaming supporters from the 44 local government areas of Kano and PDP faithful defied the downpour to witness the event at Shekarau's Bundubawa residence. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP in Oyo State, has officially unveiled Engineer Joshua Popola as its governorship candidate and Alhaja Mudinat Adeshope as the retired nurse from Okyogun zone of the state as the deputy. The unveiling ceremony, which took place at the Liberty Stadium Ibadan, was witnessed by representatives of the national body of the party, the Southwest stakeholders, and party faithful from across 33 local government areas in Oyo State. Speaking at the ceremony, the gubernatorial candidate Joshua Popola said the choice of a female running mate will bring gender balance to the ticket, upholding the need to encourage women participation in politics. He further said the failure of successive government to address the basic need of Nigerians will count in favor of the NNPP at all levels. Also speaking, the state chairman of the party, Adigbola Adeshesan, expressed optimism the wave of the NNPP will sweep off the incumbent Governor Seyi Makinde-led government from the Agodi seat of power in 2023.
So we are happy that NNPP is going to rescue Oyo State from the hand of the oppressors, from retrogression, and deliver dividend of democracy to every citizen of Oyo State. And the same thing will happen at the national level. Engineer Arabi Kwankwaso, FNSC, is going to take over the leadership, the mantle of leadership from the APC. So we are 100% certain that come 2023, we are going to take over from APC, and Oyo State, we are taking over from PDP.
But I'm confirming it to you, I'm saying this to you, and I'm saying this boldly, that the deal of Engineer Popola Joseph and the letter Modena has demonstrated the proficiency, capability, and intelligence to restore the lost glory of these pale-Satan states.
The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has restored the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Oborevore Sheriff, as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the state election in 2023. The appellate court voided and set aside the judgment of Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court, which had nullified his nomination on the grounds of certificate forgery and perjury. Justice Peter Ige, who delivered the judgment, held the claims against the Speaker are criminal in nature and must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. He also held that David Edevie, who instituted the Federal High Court suit, ought to have approached the court through a writ of summons to enable the resolution of dispute and not by originating summons where only affidavit evidence is required. The judge further held that the issue of certificate forgery and faking of documents allegation against the Speaker are such that require witnesses from those who issued the certificates and the alleged fake documents. Justice Ige therefore affirmed the victory of the Speaker in the May 25 primary election, where he polled 590 votes to defeat Edevie, who scored only 113 votes to come second. I will take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you stories from the foreign scene.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Getting free premium television is as easy as 1, 2, free. 1. Make sure you purchase any free-to-air decoder or satellite receiver. If you already have one and any dish, you are good to go. 2. Enter the settings on your decoder or go to our website to learn how. And free. Scroll through and find Premium Free Bouquet. It's that easy. 25 channels with access to 200 more. Free forever. No cost, no subscription, 100% free. Take the next step. 1, 2, free, and just watch. Start watching Premium Free today. Why pay? Just watch.
Welcome back. NASA has called off the launch of its big new moon rockets, the Space Launch System SLS. Controllers struggled to get an engine on the 100-meter tall vehicle cooled down to its current operating temperature. They had previously worried about what appeared to be a crack high up on the rocket, but eventually determined it was merely frost buildup. The SLS is the biggest rocket ever developed by NASA. It will be used to send astronauts back to the moon. The maiden flight, part of NASA's Artemis program, is just a demonstration with no one on board. But ever more complex missions are planned for the future that will see people live on the lunar surface for weeks at a time. NASA has the option to try again on Friday if the engine issue can be resolved by then. One of Iraq's most powerful figures, who has been at the center of a long crisis of a four-minute government, says is retiring from political life. Muqtada al-Assad, a firebrand Shia cleric with millions of followers, announced his decision on Twitter. Hundreds of his supporters have camped outside Parliament for weeks after twice dominating protests at the political deadlock. His forces were prominent in fighting U.S. troops after the 2003 invasion. Saad's announcement comes 2 days after he called for all parties and figures involved in political life following the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq to quit. His political alliance won the most seats in last October's general election, but his members of parliament later resigned amid deadlock with the rival Shia bloc over the appointment of a new prime minister. A Dutch commando has died of his injuries after being shot outside an Indianapolis hotel while off duty. It was one of 3 Dutch soldiers, all in the U.S. for training exercises, who were wounded in the shooting in the early hours of Saturday. According to the Dutch Defense Ministry, the 2 other victims are conscious and remain in hospital in stable condition. Police believe this shooting followed an earlier disturbance in downtown Indianapolis, but gave few details. The city's law enforcement agencies are still investigating the shooting and have so far not reported any arrest. An earlier police statement said detectives did not believe it was a random act. Coming up next is sports. Please remain seated. I'm bringing you sports stories. Manchester United have agreed a fee around £85 million for Ajax winger Anthony. According to reports, the Premier League giants will pay £80.75 million with a further £4.5 million in add-ons ahead of the transfer window closing on Thursday. The 22-year-old Brazilian is set to be the second player to follow Erik ten Hag to the Old Trafford after the arrival of Lisandro Martinez. United have been busy in the summer transfer, bringing in new players to reinforce the squad. Tyrell Malacia, Martinez, Christian Eriksen Eriksen and Casemiro are the new players that have joined the team so far this summer, with Ten Hag looking at keeping Cristiano Ronaldo despite transfer rumours linking him away from the club due to Manchester United's absence from the Champions League this season. And Crystal Palace have offered to pay around £27 million for midfielder Conor Gallagher amid the uncertainty surrounding his future. Gallagher, who spent last season on loan at Palace, have not enjoyed the luxury of starting sports and game time like he did at Selhurst Park. Palace are understood to have stepped up their efforts to re-sign the 22-year-old who produced some impressive performances, scoring 8 goals and assisting 3 during his loan spell. Palace boss Patrick Vieira wants Gallagher back at the club to help improve the midfielder's chances of earning a place in Gareth Southgate's England squad for the World Cup set to hold in Qatar. Gallagher was sent off against Leicester City at the weekend after receiving 2 yellow cards, an incident he later apologized to his teammates and fans for. And Serena Williams will take center stage as the U.S. Open gets underway on Monday with a 23-time Grand Slam winner preparing to bid an emotional farewell to tennis. After announcing earlier this month that the countdown to her retirement had begun, Williams stepped on the court at Arthur Ashe Stadium at Flushing Meadows for what could be a final appearance in the Grand Slam singles event. The 40-year-old sporting and cultural icon won the first of her Grand Slam titles at the same venue in 1999, lifting the trophy as a fresh-faced 17-year-old. In Monday's sold-out night session, which starts at 7:00 p.m., Williams will face Montenegro's Danka Kovinic, the world's number 80. Whether Williams is able to extend a U.S. Open campaign beyond that match remains, however, to be seen. And that's it on the news at 6 on MITV. Join us again at 9:30 as we bring you our primetime news. I am Tumisi Adebukola. Good evening.